Today, we're exploring what the Bible says specifically about sex within marriage. This topic is fundamental to understanding biblical views on intimacy and relationships. The Bible generally presents marital sex in a positive light. It's seen as a gift from God, meant for procreation, pleasure, and bonding between spouses. Genesis 2:24. Therefore a man shall leave his father and his mother, and hold fast to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. This verse is often interpreted as referring to the sexual union in marriage. The concept of one flesh suggests a deep, intimate connection. 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verses 3-5. The husband should give to his wife her conjugal rights, and likewise the wife to her husband. For the wife does not have authority over her own body, but the husband does. Likewise, the husband does not have authority over his own body, but the wife does. Do not deprive one another, except perhaps by agreement for a limited time, that you may devote yourselves to prayer, but then come together again, so that Satan may not tempt you because of your lack of self-control. This passage encourages regular sexual intimacy in marriage. It suggests mutual rights and responsibilities in the sexual relationship. Song of Solomon. This entire book celebrates romantic and sexual love between a married couple. It uses poetic and sometimes erotic language to describe marital intimacy. It's been interpreted both literally and as an allegory for God's love. Proverbs chapter 5 verses 18-19. Let your fountain be blessed, and rejoice in the wife of your youth, a lovely deer, a graceful doe. Let her breasts fill you at all times with delight. Be intoxicated always in her love. This passage encourages husbands to find sexual satisfaction with their wives. Hebrews chapter 13 verse 4. Let marriage be held in honor among all, and let the marriage bed be undefiled, for God will judge the sexually immoral and adulterous. This verse suggests that sex within marriage is honorable and pure. The Bible, particularly the New Testament, offers a clear view of sex within the context of marriage. It presents sexual intimacy as a beautiful and sacred gift ordained by God for husbands and wives. Sex is a gift from God. Genesis chapter 1 verses 27-28, 27. So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God he created them. Male and female he created them. 28. God blessed them and said to them, Be fruitful and increase in number, fill the earth and subdue it, rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky, and over every living creature that moves on the ground. Describes how God created humans, male and female, and declared them very good. This implies that sexual desire and the ability to procreate are part of God's positive design for humanity. Sex is for marriage. Matthew chapter 19 verses 4-6 and Mark chapter 10 verses 7-9 quote, Jesus affirming that God intended for a man and woman to become one flesh upon marriage. Sex is reserved for this exclusive union. Mutual enjoyment and fulfillment. 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verses 3-5 teaches that husbands and wives have a duty to fulfill each other's sexual needs. This emphasizes mutual pleasure and satisfaction within the marital bond. Unity and intimacy. Sex is seen as a powerful expression of unity between husband and wife, reflecting the spiritual oneness they share. Ephesians chapter 5 verses 31-32. Context of love and commitment. The Bible consistently places sexual intimacy within the framework of love, respect, and lifelong commitment. Celebration. Sex within marriage is something to be celebrated and enjoyed as a gift from God. Communication. Open and honest communication about desires, needs, and boundaries is essential for a fulfilling sexual relationship. Intentionality. Prioritizing sexual intimacy within the context of a loving marriage demonstrates commitment and strengthens the bond. Boundaries. The Bible calls for sexual purity outside of marriage. This helps couples maintain respect and honor within their own relationship. Procreation. One of the primary purposes of sex within marriage, as described in the Bible, is procreation. In Genesis, God commands Adam and Eve to be fruitful and multiply. Genesis chapter 1, verse 28. This highlights the role of sexual intimacy in producing offspring and continuing the human race. Unity and intimacy. The Bible emphasizes the importance of unity and intimacy between spouses. In Genesis chapter 2, verse 24, it is stated,
"That is why a man leaves his father and mother and is united to his wife, and they become one flesh." This one flesh union signifies the deep, intimate bond that sex fosters between husband and wife, reflecting emotional, spiritual, and physical connection. Pleasure and mutual satisfaction. The Bible also acknowledges the role of sex in providing pleasure and mutual satisfaction for both partners within marriage. The Song of Solomon, a poetic book in the Bible, celebrates the beauty and delight of marital love and sexual desire. Proverbs 5:18-19 encourages husbands to rejoice in their wives and be captivated by their love. Faithfulness and exclusivity. Faithfulness is a fundamental aspect of sex within marriage. The Bible strongly condemns adultery, highlighting the importance of exclusivity in the sexual relationship between husband and wife. Exodus chapter 20, verse 14 commands, "You shall not commit adultery," emphasizing the value of loyalty and trust, consent and mutual respect. Sex within marriage should be consensual and characterized by mutual respect. 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verses 3-5 advises that husbands and wives should fulfill each other's sexual needs and not deprive each other, except by mutual consent for a time of prayer. This passage underscores the importance of communication and consideration for each other's needs. Love and selflessness. The Bible encourages love and selflessness in all aspects of marriage, including sexual relations. Ephesians chapter 5, verses 25-28 instructs husbands to love their wives as Christ loved the church, sacrificing for her and nurturing her. This self-giving love should extend to sexual intimacy, prioritizing the well-being and happiness of one's spouse. The covenant of marriage is portrayed in the Bible as a sacred covenant reflecting God's relationship with His people. Sexual intimacy within marriage is a symbol of this covenantal love, mirroring the commitment and fidelity God shows to His people. Redemption and restoration. The Bible also addresses sexual sin and the possibility of redemption and restoration. For example, the story of Hosea and Gomer in the Old Testament illustrates God's unwavering love and forgiveness, even in the face of unfaithfulness. This narrative offers hope for healing and renewal within marital relationships. Ancient Near Eastern context. Understanding the cultural and historical context of biblical times helps illuminate the Bible's teachings on sex within marriage. In ancient Israel, marriage was a societal cornerstone, and sexual purity was highly valued. The biblical laws and teachings often reflect the cultural norms and challenges of the time. In the New Testament, the teachings of Jesus and the apostles emphasize the sanctity of marriage and the moral responsibilities of spouses. These teachings often counteract the permissive sexual norms of the Greco-Roman world, promoting a distinctively Christian ethic of sexual conduct within marriage. Upholding biblical values today, many Christians seek to uphold biblical values regarding sex within marriage, emphasizing fidelity, love, and mutual respect. The biblical principles provide guidance for nurturing healthy and fulfilling marital relationships. Addressing modern challenges. Modern challenges such as changing societal norms, media influences, and technological advancements can impact marital intimacy. Couples are encouraged to rely on biblical teachings to navigate these challenges, seeking wisdom and strength through prayer and community support. The Bible presents sex within marriage as a positive, important aspect of the relationship. It's portrayed as a means of intimacy, pleasure, and procreation, with both spouses having equal rights and responsibilities. While the Bible does place restrictions on sexual activity outside of marriage, within the marital context it's generally encouraged and celebrated. The Bible presents sex within marriage as a positive, joyous, and unifying aspect of the marital relationship. It encourages mutual pleasure, open communication, and a lifelong commitment between husband and wife. Thank you for watching, and God bless you. Kindly subscribe, like, and share our video so that YouTube can display it to other people.